Good morning, everyone. Hey, it's Jonathan Mast, and I'm here for a special episode today of a live version of our 91 Day Success Podcast. If you've been a regular listener, you know that normally I'm interviewing other guests and talking to them about their tips, their stories, how they've been successful over the years, and what tips they have. One of my favorite questions: what would they do if they had $1,000 to start a new business and they had 91 days to build that business to be generating $10,000 a month? We've been doing these episodes every single week this year and started end of last year, have had on some amazing guests. And in fact, in the last couple of days, I've interviewed even some more amazing guests. And I can't wait for some of the upcoming episodes you're going to see in the next few weeks. But today I wanted to do a special live session to talk about a topic that's close and near to me. And it really fits in with the discussions I've had with the last probably 4 or 5 people that we've interviewed on the podcast. And it has directly to do with what I would do and what they have recommended to do if you have 91 days and you want to build a business with just $1,000. And that is, we want to talk today, and I'm going to talk today about how to become a topical authority, how to claim expertise in your field so that Google, and as a result, your prospects see you as an expert. Because we know that nowadays you need to be found first. Obviously, if your prospects, the people you want to do business with, can't find you, they're not going to do business with you. And so how do we help you? How do you establish expertise online so that you're the expert in your field? That when people are looking for, let's just say you're a roofer, that when people are looking for roofing, and maybe you live in Indianapolis, that when they're looking for a roofing company in Indianapolis, that they find you, that they see your content, they find your website, they see your videos, they see you on social media. All of that becomes critically important. And the reason it becomes so important is because nowadays, everyone, not only are they looking at your website, let's say again, you're a roofer in Indianapolis and they've Googled you, they found you, they end up on your website. That's great. But did you know that 90% of the people or more that end up on your website the first time aren't ready to buy? That's true. And what they're going to be doing is they're going to actually be looking for ways to get to know you better before they decide to part with their hard-earned money. And they want to make sure that they know, like, and trust you and your business before they do that. And how does that happen? Well, that happens very easily, not only by doing well in SEO for your company website, but by making sure, again, that your company and that you are seen as an expert in your industry. And so today we're going to talk about how you can do that, what's involved, and if you stick with me till the end, I'm going to actually give away for free to everyone that wants it, a free Topical Authority Content Map. Imagine you could ask Google, what questions and what topics do I need to talk about on my website and my blog and my social media? What do I need to talk about? What questions do I need to answer so that Google sees you as an expert and that your prospects find you? Well, that's what the Topical Authority Content Map is. And I'm going to give it away for free to anybody that sticks to the end of the podcast here today. So just stick with me. I promise you it'll be worth it. It's a $500 value, and we'll get that turned around to you right away. So this is the same tool, by the way, that I use and have used for myself to build that topical authority. And I'll tell you a few stories along the way to give you some incentives and know why this process does work. So let's go ahead and dive in and let's start talking about topical authority. Let me go ahead and share my screen here a minute. And that way you don't have to be bored just looking at me. Let's see, here we go. Let's share. So I want to talk today about, again, you becoming that recognized expert in your field. What does that look like and how do we do that? So let's walk through that today. First, you guys, maybe some of you know me, some of you don't. You may be going, Jonathan, why should we listen to you? Well, real quick history on who I am and why maybe I've got a clue of what we're talking about here. By the way, if you don't want to, that's okay. I'm not here to convince you, but let me just give you a little background. So I've earned this white hair. I sold my first website back in 1995. It's almost 30 years ago now. And I sold it to an international airport. At the time, this was brand new with the internet. The internet had just become available for commercial use. And we actually sold them that website based on a PowerPoint design that we did. And then I remember the company I worked for, the boss said, "Hey, if you sell it, I'll find somebody to deliver it." So I went ahead and I sold it, and they loved it. And then we ended up hiring at the company I was working at the first web developer that the company had ever had in order to deliver that. I'm going to fast forward through many, many years and up into 2007. And in 2007, I had the opportunity to meet the dean of Ohio State University. I live in Michigan, so I didn't go to Ohio State University, but I had the opportunity to meet him. And I spent the next 3 years getting personalized marketing coaching from him. He taught me, I don't know everything he knew, but he taught me an immense amount of stuff. I'd always been in sales and was good at sales, but I wanted to learn marketing. And I was fortunate enough to be in a situation where I had 3 years to learn from him. And Roger was just hugely beneficial, and it just imparted tons of knowledge. In 2010, after that training, I actually founded a web design agency called Valor Circle. And I sold that a couple years later to my wife because I realized that my ADD personality and type A wasn't going to be a good fit to lead and grow a company. So she bought the company from me. That's how I got her on board. And together, we grew that with an amazing team to become a 7-figure agency over the next number of years. And in 2022, we hit that goal. In 2023, earlier this year, after a lot of thought and prayer, I decided I wanted to start over. And so I left Valor Circle to start Whitebeard Strategies. Guess where that name came from? And the goal there was to help people with this exact topic that I'm talking to you about, and that's to create topical authority. And you may go, "Jonathan, why in the world would you start a new agency focused on that?" Well, the answer is simple. I believe that nowadays, in order to be successful, especially online, and to leverage all the power that the web can bring to your business, you need not only to have good SEO, good search engine optimization, but you need to create a strong persona, a strong presence online. You need to be seen by Google and your customers as the expert in your industry. And I've done that over the course of my career, and I want to show you exactly how to do that as well so that you can do that. Now, you may be saying, why topical authority? What does this mean? What's in it for you? And that's a great question. So let me explain. I think there's 4 key points that topical authority bring to you and the value that it brings to you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, or even as a sales professional. In fact, I want to encourage anyone who's in sales, where that's your career, you need to be taking a look at this as well as the owner of the business, because you need to be seen as that authority. Imagine just for a moment that you're in a competitive selling opportunity and you have the expertise, that no matter where your prospect is looking, they're seeing information that you've published, articles that you've written, social media posts that you've put out, videos that you've created, press releases, you name it, talking about how you are an expert in your industry. Think about what that would do to separate you from your competition, allow you to charge more money, and more importantly, allow you to close more deals. That's one of the values of topical authority and how it can benefit you so much. So, what does it mean to you? Really simply, 4 key things. 1, enhanced credibility and trust. When you are seen as the expert, you're going to have more credibility and you're going to be trusted by your prospects. And remember, people buy from people they know, like, and trust. And topical authority will help you in all 3. 2, it's going to help with what we call organic visibility. In other words, topical authority is going to help you be seen even when people aren't looking for you specifically. I just was on a call the other day with a new prospect out of Alabama. I've never met this person before, but when I got on the Zoom call with him and we started chatting, he shared with me, he says, "Jonathan, I feel like I know you because I see your videos everywhere online." Now, I do a lot of videos. I post one every day, and I post some long form content. I do the podcast. I do webinars. So I have a lot of content out there, but by no means do I have enough that he should be seeing me every single day. But you see what happens online as he's in his various social media channels, as he's in different websites, those channels are paying attention to the people that are interacting with my content, the people that I'm targeting for that content, and they're showing it to more and more people like that. Keep in mind, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, the new Threads, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, they all want people to spend more time on their platform. And how do they do that? Those algorithms behind the scenes, the things that you can't see, they're constantly monitoring who's interacting, who's liking, who's paying attention to your content. And when you create consistent content about a topic that you're an expert in, more and more people that like that and are interested in that content are going to be shown that by the platforms because they know that they're going to be interested in that. So if you're interested in being seen as an expert in topical authority, in digital marketing, there's a high likelihood that you've probably seen some of my videos that I put out, some of the articles I've written, some of the things that I've done. And in this case, when I was talking to this gentleman in Alabama, that was exactly the case. We'd never met before, but he felt like he knew me, and he shared that with me when we got on the call because he'd seen my videos, he'd seen my content, and he'd seen it on a regular basis. In fact, come to find out, it's one of the reasons that he booked an appointment when my sales team had reached out to offer our services, is because he felt like he already knew, like, and trusted not only me, but the company. And that is where the value comes into you as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, or as a sales rep. Imagine getting on that opportunity to sell and having that prospect who you've never met already have a positive impression and know, like, and trust you. That leads to number 3, which is increased sales and conversion rates. Obviously, not every prospect you talk to is going to decide to do business with you. If you could figure that out, you wouldn't need to be in business. You could just write the book and make millions. So not everybody's going to work with you. But if you could increase the number of people that work with you, what might that do to your bottom line? What might that mean to your business or to your family? My guess is it would have a huge value, and being a topical authority, creating that expertise can do that for you. And last but certainly not least of the top 4, it will help you build long-term brand recognition and loyalty. So not only about the first sale that you make, but it's about the next sale, the follow-up sales, the add-on sales, that ongoing relationship you have with your customer. As business owners, entrepreneurs, and sales professionals, we almost always have a next step that we want to pursue with that customer. Just because they've become a customer doesn't mean we're done. If you're a restaurant owner, for example, you're not going to be happy when they come just one time. You want that customer to come back repeatedly. If you happen to run a home improvement company, you're going to want to work on not just one project, but multiple projects. If you're a professional services company, you want them not only to, again, do business with you once, but to do business with you on an ongoing basis. And being a topical authority helps keep your customers closer to you as well, so that they continue to have validation that they're working with the right people, you, because you're the authority and the expert in your niche. So what are you going to learn today as we go through this? I have 3 promises for you. 1, I'm going to show you how to unlock the treasure of topical authority and what it can mean to you, your career, and your business. I'm also going to show you how you learn to become Google's best friend. Let's face it, at this point in time, as I'm recording this on August 24, 2023, Google is the 900-pound gorilla in the room when it comes to search. It's where most people are going. And Google is obviously interested in maintaining that stronghold that they've had for years. So we want to do things that make Google happy. We want to cooperate with them in order to get rewarded, to get more traffic. And we're going to talk about that today. And last but not least, as I shared with you, we're going to be done here in probably another 10 to 15 minutes. I'm going to make this quick. But if you stick with me till the end, I'm going to give you a free offer that you can claim a Topical Authority Content Map that'll show you exactly what Google wants you to talk about, the exact topics and questions they want you to answer in order to be seen as a topical authority. I normally sell that as a package for $500. If you stick with me to the end, I'm going to give it away to you today, absolutely free, no strings attached. So stick with me for another 10 minutes or so, and it'll be worth your time. So I want to talk about the big domino, your path to becoming an expert in your niche or in your field. And it's really just about accepting that the days of being able to have a storefront, to have people walk in, to have people just know you because you're in the community, not they're over, but they're much, much harder. Why? Because people are spending so much time online. Did you know that the average person in America right now spends 4 to 6 hours a day on their mobile phone? Sounds crazy, but it's true. And depending on your target audience, those numbers can go even higher. And a lot of that time is spent doing what? It's watching video, reading articles, doing Google searches. Those are all opportunities for you and your business to be seen as an expert. And we're going to talk to you today about how you can do that. I want to just impart on you the importance of being seen as that expert. If you would think of the last time you did a Google search for anything you wanted to buy or research, how many results did you look at? My guess is 1, 2, maybe 3. What does that mean to you as a business owner and an entrepreneur and a professional salesperson? It means you need to show up at the top of that list. You need to be there. The other thing I want to ask you, have you ever searched for something online or, as I found out, even talked about it with friends when your phone was on? Not as in a call, but just on. And now you start seeing ads showing up for it. Maybe you were looking at buying a new grill for the 4th of July and you were talking to a buddy about that, and all of a sudden you start seeing ads on your phone for new grills. Or you were talking about going camping and you see ads for camping stuff. That happens all the time. And you can be what shows up in that feed for that customer when they're talking about you, if you're an expert, if you're seen by Google as a topical authority. And again, that helps you build credibility. Remember, the platforms want to keep people on their platforms. If I'm on Facebook, Facebook wants to make sure I stay there. If I'm on Instagram, they want to make sure I stay there. So they want to show me content that is going to be of interest to me. And that includes content that maybe I did searches for today, yesterday, in the last couple of days, or things I even talked about. And so it's important that you're that expert. So let's talk about the 3 secrets on how to do this. The first secret is the topics that Google craves. So like I said, the good news about all this is that it's easy to do because Google gives us the data that we need in order to be a topical authority. We don't have to guess. Google literally is going to tell us. If you go do a Google search and you look at that search, you're going to see that one of the things that comes up down the ways on the search is people also ask. And that's the data that we're going to be leveraging from Google to find out not only about the topic that you want to be an expert in, let's say roofer in Indianapolis, but what other questions are people also asking when they search for a roofer in Indianapolis, or the best pizzeria in Grand Rapids, or the best Chinese restaurant in Jacksonville? They're going to be searching for other things. And when you, as a business owner, an entrepreneur, and a sales professional, answer the questions and have content related to the primary topic and those subtopics, you're going to be seen as Google as having topical authority about everything around this topic. And they're going to show your content more frequently, and that's going to bring you more sales and more business. So we want to do the topics that Google talks about, the topics they tell us. I also want to teach you that questions are the new answers. In other words, answering questions that your prospects are asking is more important than probably anything else you can do. The answers you give are important. Don't get me wrong. Google wants them to be relevant, as do your prospects. But you need to know what those questions are, and you need to be answering them. You can start by just asking yourself or your team, what are the 3 most common questions that our customers ask when they want to do business with us? Start by answering them. Then you can go and check out Google's list to find out all of the things that Google's going to tell you about related questions. Now, one thing becomes a challenge here, and I want to be candid with you about this. When you start looking at people also ask questions, some of the questions that come up aren't going to be directly related, not perfectly aligned with you and what you do. As an example, I'm in digital marketing, and sometimes I need to answer questions about, is digital marketing a good career? How much money can people make in digital marketing? I don't sell services to employees, but I do create content about those. Why? Because I know that Google is going to weave this web of all of the content I've created. And let's say I've created 50 different, or created topic, or I've created content, there we go, on 50 different topics or questions that Google's asked. If 5 or 6 of those questions are maybe related to a career in digital marketing, and my competition has ignored those because they go, I don't want to talk about how much money we pay people, or I don't want to talk about what the career opportunities are. Google's going to raise my credibility, my topical authority above theirs because I've answered more questions. I've filled out that topic more fully than my competition has. So when you get and find out what those questions are, be open-minded to talking about some of the topics related and answering some of the questions. You may go, I'm a roofer. I don't want to talk about what a great career this is. Do it, because it's going to create more content around the topic that you want to be known for, where you want expertise. So questions are the new answers. And you may say, Jonathan, how do I answer these? What do I do? Well, it's real simple. We're going to recommend that you start by creating articles that are going to be posted on your website. You're going to post links to them on social media, on other things like that. We're also going to recommend that you create video. Now, before I hear the collective groan and you guys go, oh, don't want to do video, or video is too expensive. No, it's not. In fact, the video that we're going to show you how to create starts with this: your mobile phone. Literally, we're going to show you how you can create scripts, because you may not want to go live like I am here. You may want a script. That's fine. Imagine being able to put that script on your phone, turn on your selfie camera, hold the phone out, and read the script while your phone's recording you. It's simple, it's easy, and it is so impactful. So, written content, video content. By the way, a lot of that's going to be short. It doesn't have to be as long as I'm going here online. We're talking a lot of stuff for, think Facebook Reels, Instagram Reels, TikTok videos, YouTube Shorts, things like that. Those are going to be great. Under 60 seconds in most cases. Simple, easy to do. I literally can do these in my truck while I'm waiting in a parking lot for an appointment. I can get 3 or 4 of these done in a matter of 3 or 4 minutes. They're that easy to do. But you need to create that content. And then we're going to publish that content. We're going to show you where to publish that content. It's going to go on your website. It's going to go out to social media channels. You're even going to look at some third parties, because we're going to then take that content that you've created, that video and that text, and we're going to show you how to repurpose that and take that content and turn it into maybe a podcast episode like this, maybe a self-playing webinar, a press release that can go out and be distributed, social media content that can be shared and repurposed across the board, and more and more. And we'll give you that. I've got additional webinars. We talk about this. In fact, I just did a recent webinar showing you how to do some of this repurposing. And if you're interested, let me know. I'll send you links to all of that. My goal, by the way, is to teach you this. You may go, Jonathan, why do you want to teach all this? Why are you giving away the knowledge? Well, it's really simple. I believe that if I provide you with enough value and teach you how to do this, that a percentage of you, probably a fairly good percentage, you go, Jonathan, I'd rather work on my business than do all this topical authority stuff. Can you do it for me? And the answer is yes. So that's why I give it away. I give all my knowledge away on purpose to establish what? To establish my credibility, my topical authority, so that I'm seen as an expert. And we can teach you how to do the same thing. And let me tell you, it works wonders. Just yesterday, I had a thought literally on the way into work, and I posted an offer that I was looking to work with 5 people for a new Topical Authority Jumpstart program. I designed it in my head on the way. It's part of what we've done, but it was a new package. Within 2 hours, I had over 20 people begging to be part of that. How would your business result if you could make a simple social media post and end up with 20 new customers as a result of that? No cold calling, nothing, no cold email, no letters sending out, no knocking on doors, just a simple social media post. Now, if you try that right now without topical authority, I don't mean to burst your bubble, but it's not going to do anything. But if you develop that topical authority and the social media channels and your website, and they know the audience that's interested in what you're talking about, you will be able to do that. And that, my friends, is great. Just last night after I got home, I had 3 new clients come on board simply on this Jumpstart plan, simply because they saw my post. And oh, by the way, those were paying customers. That's a great way to do it. And that's the power of Topical Authority. So back to questions. We're going to teach you what questions to answer, and it's important. And then I shared with you, if you stick me to the end and we're almost there, that I'm going to give you the treasure map, that Topical Authority Content Map that you can use. Imagine how easy it would be to pass a quiz if I gave you the quiz or the test questions beforehand. Back in school, they called that cheating. In the business world, that's just called smart. And I'm going to give you that tool. Imagine I'm the professor, but I'm going to give you the answers to the test, and then I'm going to have you take the test. Be easy if you had the answers, right? Be easy if you knew what I was going to ask, and that's what I'm going to do. So if you stick with me for just a couple more minutes, I'm going to show you how to claim that. And this isn't information from me. I'm not going into Jonathan's crystal ball here. This is information directly from Google that we're going to curate specifically for you about the topic that you want to be seen as an expert in. It's that simple. And then to make it easier, we're going to show you how to go ahead and do that if you want to, so that you can do it all on your own. You don't need me to do any of this. You can do all of it on your own. If you've got more time than money, I recommend doing it on your own. So next step, the result, when you do this, when you answer these questions, you are going to become that topical authority. You're going to be the expert in your field that people look to. Again, whether you're a roofer in Indianapolis, or you're running a Chinese restaurant in Jacksonville, or maybe you're an attorney in, Toledo, doesn't matter. If you develop that topical expertise, your clients that you want to work with, the prospects that you seek out, the ones that make great customers, they're going to start coming to you to do business with you, because they're going to see you as the expert in the field, the people that they want to work with. And that's the result of it. So I told you, if you stuck with me, I was going to give you this for free. Again, this is our Topical Authority Content Map. It is information direct from Google. We're going to show you literally the questions that you need to answer, the topics that you need to talk about. And if you're interested, I'll take you to the next step, and I'll actually show you how to answer the questions, how to create the content, how to create the videos, and everything else. But in order to get started, I'm going to ask you for one thing: an email address. I need to be able to send this document to you so you can look at it and decide if it makes sense, and if you're willing to put in the work to become a topical authority. Because if you're not, remember, your competition is. And so I want to get this to you absolutely free. It's a $500 value. You can see the link there. It's whitebeardstrategies.com. That's my website, /free map, all one word. Again, whitebeardstrategies.com/free map. There's no cost. There's no strings. I'm not going to badger you to do business with me or anything. I am going to share tips. I am going to tell you how you can be successful, as long as you want to get them. But this is absolutely 100% free. And again, this will give you the map. You can see all the dots there on the preview. That's one of them that I created for a client the other day. Each one of those dots you see on that page represent a question and a topic that Google wants you to answer to be seen as a topical authority in your niche. Take advantage of it today. I can't promise how long I can do this for, because these do cost us some time and money, but I'm willing to do it to everybody that's watching this webinar. Make sure you claim it, though, before the end of August, because I can't promise it'll be here in September. So, guys, I want to thank you for attending. I thank you for your time. I hope this was valuable. I'm going to go back and check to see if there's any questions. If anybody's posted any questions, I'll answer those. But while I do that, I'm going to leave this screen up so that you can go ahead and claim that if you want. So while we're doing that, I'm going to go back to my screen here and see if I've got any questions whatsoever. And I didn't ask for them, so I may not have any, and that's perfectly fine. Let's see if I've got any questions here. So, all right, I do see a question about, does this work in any industry? Yes, it does. I don't care whether you're a network marketer. I don't care if you're, again, running a daycare, if you're a restaurant owner, a roofer, a professional service provider like an attorney or an accountant or anybody else. This absolutely works for any industry. As long as you're trying to reach new customers, and that those customers are occasionally online, developing topical authority will absolutely work 100% of the time. I see another question here. Do I have to create video? No, you don't have to do anything. I'm trying to show you and be your guide to help you be successful so that you can create the topical authority you need and dominate and get those inbound leads. Video is part of it. But again, I'm going to make it easy for you. Remember what I said. If you've got a mobile phone, I'm going to show you how we can use that phone to answer all these questions. And the videos you create, they're short and simple. And I'll even show you, if you want, I'm going to show you how you can use AI tools like ChatGPT and Claude and Google Bard to actually create those video scripts that you can just read right off your phone. And trust me, with the prompts I'll share with you, it's easy and it sounds incredible. So great questions, everybody. I appreciate that. I'll give you just a second for any other questions before we shut things down. Again, I want to remind you, if you haven't already, request this free Topical Authority Content Map. It's my gift to you for hanging out with me for the last, 31 minutes and learning more about Topical Authority. You don't have to do anything with it if you don't want to, but this is a start to get you to dominate online and to be able to be seen as an expert. And imagine how good your day is when people start calling you, asking you to do business. And as a quick reminder, why are we going through this when I normally do interviews? It's because just yesterday, I talked to two different people. One was Frankie Finn. If you know Frankie, he's an amazing coach, and he trains digital marketing agencies all around the world on how to get more leads without spending money on ads, without having to do webinars and all that. And a big part of what he talks about is exactly this. It's creating that topical authority so that people know who you are. And when you make posts, when you put out offers, that people come to you. You guys may or may not have heard of Alex Hormozi just this past weekend. Just this past weekend, he had a new book launch. Alex he embodies this whole principle. He is seen as an expert when it comes to entrepreneurship and business ownership. He released a new book. Didn't see the final numbers, but from what I've read, he sold over 300,000 books in the first 90 minutes. You don't do that because the book's awesome. You do that because people trust you and believe that your new book is going to be awesome. Imagine maybe you're never going to be in that point where you want to write a book and have 300,000 copies sold in 90 minutes. But imagine again, you're a local roofer, or maybe you're a local electrician or plumber. Maybe you're a local attorney who specializes in family law or estate law or anything like that. You want people in your community to reach out to you. And whether you're serving your local community or a national community, creating topical authority will bring you more business. And it's easy to do, folks. It really is. If you stick around, you check out some of my other trainings, I'm going to show you how you can do this on your own in full DIY mode in 30 minutes a day or less. And if you need help, most of my clients spend less than an hour a month to do this, and they dominate online. So again, guys, thank you so much for your time today. I appreciate you joining me. Watch the replay, share this with your friends. If you like the 91 Day Podcast, please subscribe. We're available on not only here online, but we're also available on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify, on Amazon, and Google Podcasts. Wherever they're at, we're there. We'd love to have you subscribe. We'd love to be able to be part of that. And the last request for you, you watch our episodes, and as we do interviews, if you know of a super successful business leader that you'd like to hear their story, let me know. I'd be happy to reach out to them and see if we can get them as a guest on the podcast to tell us their story. We've had some amazing people share their stories with us so far. Don't hesitate to check out some of our links. I'll put some down in the comments. You can see our past episodes as well. If you're a business owner, you're an entrepreneur, you're a sales professional, and you want to learn how to grow your business, my goal of the 91 Day Podcast is to deliver the reasons and the ways how to do that. Guys, make it a great day. Thank you so much for your time. Don't forget to claim the Topical Authority Map. It's yours free. Take care. See you soon. Bye-bye.